Greetings, my friend. Welcome back to Space Enjoyer. Wide mountain ranges and peaks have always excited human minds, and the indescribable beauty and danger of these places have attracted daredevils throughout human history. There are many high and dangerous mountain peaks on Earth, the most famous of which is Mount Everest, the highest mountain on the planet if you count from sea level. Its height is 8,849 meters. An inactive shield volcano in Hawaii, Mauna Kea, boasts an even greater height if you count not from sea level, but from the base of the mountain. Some people were lucky enough to conquer many inaccessible peaks on Earth, but there are places in the solar system before which the greatness of Everest and Mauna Kea fades and seems insignificant. In this video, we will visit the most inaccessible, dangerous and highest places of the solar system. Get ready and let's go! We will begin our journey with the faithful companion of our planet, the Moon. The Moon is a cold and lifeless rocky world dotted with many impact craters. Mons Huygens is the highest peak on the Moon. It is about 5.5 kilometers above the level of the Mare Imbrium, on the edge of which it is located. This peak is the part of the Montes Apenninus mountain system. As the rest of the Montes Apenninus, it was formed by an impact method, but not due to tectonics or volcanism, like most of the Earth mountains. Although Huygens Peak is the highest mountain on the Moon with an official name, its peak is not the point of the lunar surface farthest from the center of the Moon. The Selenian summit, located on the outer part of Engelhard crater, is the highest point of the Moon. Its absolute height is 10,786 meters, which is almost 2 kilometers higher than Everest. Our next stop is a seemingly inconspicuous Uranus satellite named Miranda. This satellite was studied at close range by the Voyager 2 spacecraft, which visited Uranus system in 1986. Miranda's surface consists of water ice mixed with silicates, carbonates and ammonia. Surprisingly, this small satellite has a wide variety of landforms. There are spacious rolling plains dotted with craters and intersected by a network of faults, canyons and steep ledges. The Verona Rupes, located on Miranda, is perhaps the largest ledge in the solar system. Its height is up to 20 kilometers. It is noteworthy that if you fell from such a ledge, then due to low gravity, you would fly down for about 12 minutes, reaching the bottom at a speed of about 200 kilometers per hour. The origin of the ledge remains unknown. This is probably a geological fault, since vertical traces are visible on the slope, most likely formed by the mutual friction of the rock blocks during their sliding relative to each other. The formation of the fault may be associated with a strong impact event, traces of which are possible to exist in the unexplored northern hemisphere of Miranda. From the surprising Miranda, we are going to the Jupiter system to another, larger satellite. Io is the closest to Jupiter of 4 Galilean moons. This place is literally a real hell. It is the most geologically active body in the solar system, with more than 400 active volcanoes on its surface. Such activity is caused by periodic heating of Io's interior as a result of friction, which occurs due to tidal gravitational influences from Jupiter, Europa and Ganymede. Some volcanoes have sulfur emissions so strong that they rise to a height of up to 500 kilometers. More than 100 mountains can be seen on the surface of Io, which have grown due to compression at the base of the silicate crust of the satellite. Some of them are much higher than Everest. Io's highest mountain is South Bucel Montes, twice as high as it. This is one of the highest mountains in the solar system. The relative height of South Bucel Montes is 18.2 kilometers, and it covers an area of 17,900 square kilometers. The southeastern slope of the mountain is a steep cliff, the height of which reaches 15 kilometers. Now let's cool off a little from the hot lava of Io and go to Iapetus, the third largest moon of Saturn and the 11th in the solar system. The anterior hemisphere of Iapetus is black as soot, and the posterior one glitters almost as brightly as freshly fallen snow and rivals even Jupiter's moon Europa in brightness. Having a density of only 1.088 grams per cubic centimeter, Iapetus should almost entirely consist of water ice. A unique feature of the satellite is a series of mountain ranges and individual peaks that stretches along its equator and is sometimes called as the Wall of Iapetus. This ring mountain range, with a length of 1,300 kilometers, has a height of up to 20 kilometers. There is no pronounced ridge on the bright side of the satellite, but there are a number of mountain peaks separated from each other, also passing along the equator line. It is unknown how this ridge appeared, resembling the spine of some extraterrestrial being. There is a hypothesis that these mountains were formed as a result of the fall of the satellite's ring on its surface. From Iapetus, which looks like yin and yang and at the same time resembles some strange giant creature, we will go to the largest asteroid in the solar system, that is located in the main asteroid belt. Giant Vesta ranks first in mass and size among the known asteroids. In addition, it is the brightest asteroid of all and the only one that can be observed from Earth with the naked eye. Looking at Vesta, it is difficult not to notice the many craters that the asteroid is strewn with, but one of them is so large that it doesn't fit into our usual ideas about their appearance. This one of the largest impact craters in the solar system is called Rhea Silvia and has a diameter of 500 kilometers. It was formed by an asteroid impact about 2.5 billion years ago. The depth of the Rhea Silvia crater is about 20-25 kilometers, and in the central part of the crater, above the impact point, there is a central mountain with a height of 22 kilometers and a diameter of 180 kilometers, which makes it the second highest relative height of all known peaks in the solar system. From time immemorial, Mars, full of riddles and mysteries, has been worrying mankind for centuries. At the moment, it is the most thoroughly studied planet of the solar system after Earth. Hypotheses about the existence of life on Mars in the past have been put forward for a long time. According to the results of observations from Earth and data from the Mars Express spacecraft, methane has been detected in the atmosphere of Mars. Later, in 2014, NASA's Curiosity rover recorded a spike in methane in the Martian atmosphere and found organic molecules in samples extracted during drilling of Cumberland Rock. Possible life on Mars is a subject for scientific discussions and research. Interestingly, there are no active volcanoes on Mars, but there are extinct ones, for example, giant Arcia, Escrus and Pavonis. But the highest and largest extinct volcano on Mars is Olympus Mons, with an absolute height of 21.2 kilometers and a relative height of 26 kilometers. Olympus is the highest mountain in the solar system. With a diameter of about 540 kilometers, it is so huge that it would almost completely cover such countries as Poland and France. The volcano has steep slopes at the edges up to 7 kilometers high. The reasons for the formation of these giant cliffs have not yet found a convincing explanation, although many are inclined to the version of the eroding of the slopes of the volcano by the ocean that once existed on Mars. The atmospheric pressure at the top of Olympus is only 2% of the pressure characteristic of the average level of the Martian surface. For comparison, the pressure at the top of Mount Everest is 25% of the indicator at sea level. Considering that the pressure on the surface of Mars is less than 1% of Earth's atmosphere, the rarefaction of the environment at the top of Olympus is almost the same as the technical vacuum. Well, this journey through the highest mountains of the solar system has come to an end. Thank you very much for being with me, and thank you for more than 100 subscribers. I make these videos entirely by myself and out of my own enthusiasm. So if you like this video, please leave a like, subscribe to my channel, and I will see you again soon.